Last year, for the first time, more wind power was built in this country than any other form of power, including fossil fuels. This is a climate change breakthrough. But there's a problem. Our nation's aging electricity infrastructure was never designed to carry this much power out of remote windy regions. On particularly windy days, we're seeing the electricity equivalent of traffic jams. At the equivalent of wind rush hour, surplus clean power can't get out of the windy areas and has to be simply wasted. If only there was some way people living near the windmills could use that clean power when there was too much of it, instead of buying power at other times when it has to come from faraway fossil fuel plants. Well, at Watt Time, we program smart thermostats to do exactly that. Problem is, a smart thermostat can easily cost $200. So that's why we're investigating the possibility of having wind farms pay for the thermostat themselves, so that regular folks could get them for free just to help the environment. So we wanted to identify places where a thermostat would save so much clean energy that a wind farm would be crazy not to pay for one. To do that, we first cross-indexed data on the most congested areas of the grid with transmission maps to see which wind farms were hardest hit by electricity traffic jams. Then, we figured out combinations of communities and wind farms that were on the same side of an electricity traffic jam. During these events, power can flow around these communities. It just can't all get out. So these areas share what we decided to call a single windshed. Next, we combine detailed weather data with other data on thermostat use, electricity congestion, and so on, to get a sense of which communities could get the biggest environmental and financial impact from smart thermostats. But hang on, buying thermostats doesn't actually help unless people want to use them. So, which communities might be most likely to have lots of folks who are willing to accept an offer of a free, cool gadget that helps out the planet? To find out, next we converted our list of key windsheds into county-level data, so we could examine different kinds of information on which communities seem to care the most about the environment. Like, for example, which ones who had the most people who voted for Obama instead of Romney. At the end, we had a map of communities where clean energy timing should be able to pay for itself, and where people might be most excited to lend a hand with greening our nation's power supply. So that maybe we could go from this map of where wind farms are located now to this map of all the wind farms that could be built if only we could figure out how to get that clean energy to people where they need it and when they need it. Now that would be a clean energy revolution.
Watt Time is an open data platform dedicated to cleaning up the grid. Want to get involved? Visit us today at watttime.com.